All right, welcome back everybody. My name's Austin. We have a bit of an emergency situation happening right now for all cryptocurrency holders. As soon as I saw this, I knew I needed to break it down and deliver it to you. FinCEN / the US Treasury just proposed new KYC rules for cryptocurrency wallets. And this is specifically for any unhosted cryptocurrency wallet, which is what the average person has. This could be your Trezor, your Ledger, your MetaMask. And this would instill record-keeping and reporting requirements for transactions by or to a bank or money service business involving an unhosted or otherwise covered wallet. I want to take you to the original source right here. And by the way, this is 72 pages. We are not going to get all the answers today, but I want to prepare you with the information that you need so you can make the best decision possible for you, especially if you're in the US, especially if you hold cryptocurrency. So in layman's terms, what does this proposed rule mean? In other words, users of centralized cryptocurrency exchanges who want to move their holdings onto their own private wallet or somebody else's private wallet would now have to provide detailed personal information for transactions greater than $3,000, and exchanges would be required to report either individual or groups of transactions that add up to more than $10,000 to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN. What do you think? Well, for those of you who choose to read the entire document, I'm going to link all 72 pages down below in the description, like right now, check it out. But a word that you'll find that they use a lot is legal tender digital assets, or LTDA, legal tender digital assets. I believe the only thing that's illegally tendered if you're a digital asset is a stablecoin. This proposed rule would affect cryptocurrencies and stablecoins, but I think they're preparing for the inevitable adoption of global CBDCs stablecoins. I think. And just to sum up the implication one last time for the folks in the back, from Jake Chervinsky, who is a cryptocurrency lawyer, not your lawyer, but he has a great perspective on the market. If adopted, the rule would require regulated companies to verify the name and address of non-custodial wallet users for any transaction over $3,000. That probably is going to mean they're going to log your social security number, your driver's license. Those would be the things that verify your person in their system in the future. Thoughts on this? Give me a comment right now. Thoughts on this, especially from a US perspective or a non-US perspective, depending on where you're tuning in from today. Something that's interesting is Bitcoin's price, virtually no reaction to the news. Not bullish, not bearish, almost non-effective. That's interesting. And while I didn't read all 72 pages of this document, my overall thoughts on this thus far is ultimately this could have been a lot worse. This is bad for personal freedoms, potentially is bad for some DeFi, just some new innovation, but this is bullish for Bitcoin. And I say this because this is essentially intended to clear some of those bad actors out of the cryptocurrency space. This FinCEN news is bullish for the exchanges following the rules. You already have to be KYC'd if you want to go use a regulated US exchange. And I say this could have been a lot worse because of the following perspective from Ari Paul. FinCEN's proposed crypto AML KYC rules are the mildest version discussed and have basically no impact on the industry from my perspective, although they may cause some minor problems for specific companies. What does he mean by that? While I eagerly await a more detailed analysis from legal experts, my takeaway as a casual reader is as follows. Institutions have to implement rules very similar to what they have to do for fiat. So this is essentially making cryptocurrency on the same level as cash. They have to more closely track transfers between institutions and report more to the government. Now, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying this is sort of the same regulation that's done with cash as well. Fiat on crypto, they're sort of imposing the same rules here. And let's keep going. Why could this have been way worse? Well, for unhosted wallets, no reference was really made to transfer between two unhosted wallets. The proposal only applies to transfers off an institution or from an institution to an unhosted wallet. And that's still allowed, by the way, to transfer to any unhosted wallet. They just have to do a bit more work confirming the recipient's address. Really, in this case for the US, a minor change because users effectively already had to KYC withdrawals to unhosted wallets in the sense that you have to KYC yourself to get an account with an institution in the first place. This just means an added step in validating the withdrawal address. In other words, if you're withdrawing to a third-party unhosted wallet like DeFi or Friend, either one you wouldn't have that KYC information to DeFi or Friend. This means you'll likely instead withdraw to an intermediate wallet that you control first. Too long didn't read. For almost all crypto users, this maybe just adds a quick extra intermediate step, minimal impact. Maybe this will be more impactful for, say, ambitious DeFi projects. Don't know. But again, I'll say it, this is ultimately bearish for personal freedom, but ultimately bullish for Bitcoin in terms of number go up, as this clears the way for large money to feel comfortable putting their money in this new digital gold-like asset. As for DeFi, time will tell. No conclusions will be made today. Although, to throw some different perspective at you, a lot of smart people like Andreas are saying this is actually bullish for true DEXs and also for true privacy coin. FinCEN just announced their DEX and privacy coin stimulus plan. Bullish. A little joke, obviously, because they're saying that this would drive more people to put their money in Monero or use a true decentralized exchange, which has no office, which can't get sent a letter to cease and desist from the government. It just exists. The protocol just exists, and people use. You make your own decision. Before I leave you with one final clip, a new clip from Michael Saylor, sort of illustrating just how valuable Bitcoin may be about to be. Let's finish with this perspective, because again, this regulation is just from financial entities to wallets. It says nothing about wallet to wallet. Nothing's changed. So if this proposed bill passes, your withdrawals to non-KYC'd addresses will now take 2 transactions instead of 1. So before it was just from the exchange to your wallet. After, if this passes, maybe it'll be exchange to your KYC'd wallet address, but then to whatever wallet address you want, because there's no rules there. Meaningless? Well, actually, it's pretty silly, but I wouldn't say meaningless. It just lets the government, the US Treasury, build a massive database of wallet owners without relying on the always probabilistic data from chain analysis. Now the government has guaranteed wallet owners and can start piecing the data set together with certainty. Okay? Again, don't shoot the messenger. The minute I get more information, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to let you know. And by the way, they're allowing public comments on this for the next 15 days. Actually, they will submit this on December 23rd. And then for 15 days, the public, people can make comments on what they think of this. In my opinion, from what I've heard, 15 days is nothing. Usually you get 60 days, so 15 days is a slap in the face. They're trying to rush it through. If you're asking, whoa, okay, well, how do we comment? Just stay tuned. We'll set up a form and make it easier for you. When I see that form, when I have that form, I'm going to blast it out to our 294,000 subscriber base. We can make a difference. Or even if we can't make a difference, man, we can make a stink about it. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you watch this video. The regular news video just came out, major cryptocurrency news. But let's bring it home with this clip, just how valuable Bitcoin, the network, could potentially be. Watch this. See you tomorrow.
If you're in cash, you're losing 15% of your energy a year. If you're in gold, you're losing 3 or 4% of your energy a year. If you're using a stock portfolio, you got to guess Google versus Facebook versus Amazon versus Tesla and juggle the thing and worry about what happens every quarter. It's too complicated. What if I just wanted to plug into a monetary network that will store and protect my energy from depletion for the next decade? No one's ever figured it out. Bitcoin is Facebook for money. If Facebook's worth $1 trillion because it stores the social energy of 1 billion people or 2 billion, Bitcoin has got to be worth 100x that much because it's storing the money of 1 billion people. When Rupert Murdoch shows up to Facebook, he doesn't bring 1 billion friends. When Rupert Murdoch shows up to Bitcoin, he's going to drop $1 billion on the network, like immediately, because what do you do with a monetary network other than put all your money on it? It's a pretty big idea. It's not a speculative, uncorrelated asset. It's the first monetary network in the history of the world that we figured out how to make work.